Oh, sorry.
Thank you. My question is for the minister responsible for residential tenancies. A woman in Halifax, Chebucto, has shared with me an email she sent to the minister earlier this week about her renoviction. She writes, I am 76 years old, on a fixed income, and 1 month ago today I received an eviction notice from my landlord of 12 years. Facing possible homelessness at my age is daunting. Mr. Speaker, of the 800-plus homeless people in this city, a very significant number are seniors whose situations reflect the circumstances that this woman is describing. In Quebec, by contrast, seniors who have been in their rented accommodation for 10 years or more and whose incomes would qualify them for public housing cannot be evicted at all. Is the minister not scandalized by the numbers of seniors who are being evicted into homelessness in our province?
The Honourable Minister of Service, Nova Scotia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate the member bringing this concern to the floor of the legislature. I certainly will look forward to having the opportunity to read that correspondence and responding to the member's constituent. Mr. Speaker, we don't support policies that encourage homelessness, Mr. Speaker. I believe the member opposite was talking about renoviction process, Mr. Speaker. That's something that we had passed through this legislature. I spoke at length regarding that process. It's a process that has worked, Mr. Speaker. Since the process we passed that, I believe it was last January. There's been 29 approved cases out of 179 applications, Mr. Speaker. We'll continue to look at ways to modernize and strengthening the residential tenancy program, including feedback from the member. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Halifax, Chebucto.
In a building in Halifax, Chebucto, last month, all 64 tenants received notice that they're being renovicted. One of them is a 69-year-old man with mobility issues whose income would have qualified him for the rent supplement until the recent changes, but his rent is not quite 50% of his pensions, so that isn't going to be an option for him. He's given me permission to quote him. He writes, I am desperate and need help. I will be forced out of my apartment on August 31st. I have nowhere to go. I can't afford the rents. Where will I go? Mr. Speaker, I think this man deserves an answer from the minister. Where is he supposed to go?
The Honourable Minister of Service, Nova Scotia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It gives me an opportunity to remind members and remind Nova Scotians of the information available online and through the fact sheets that we've developed to update Nova Scotians regarding the renoviction process, Mr. Speaker. If a tenant receives a notice of eviction for the purpose of renoviction, does not mean that they have to accept that. They can file an application to the tenancy program for an adjudicated decision by the director.